Hello everyone and welcome to my first video update of a portfolio update for June 2019. I am my investment journey and I blog at investmentjourney.eu about financial independence and more specifically crowdlending or peer-to-peer lending in Europe, because that's what a lot of my portfolio or asset allocation is. So another month has passed, which means it's time for the June update. Actually, I'm a bit late. It's already July 20th today. Summer has really kicked off and it's been very enjoyable so far. So it's been more sunny. I managed to squeeze in a short holiday and visit some friends and family. I'm an expat, so I don't get to see them all that often. So that was a week where I managed to spend some time with them. And we were mostly being active and outdoors and like biking and hiking and just enjoying the sun in general. More holidays coming up in July and August. I'm leaving next week for a 3 weeks holiday, so it may not be good for my savings rate, but I'm still very excited to go. It's tricky to find the right balance sometimes between enjoying the present while also keeping focused on long-term goals. But overall, I feel that I've made some fairly sensible decisions around my holiday plans, and that's the best I can do, I feel. Also, I published 4 blog posts in June. 3 reviews from Groupier, Investio and FastInvest. All 3 I invested with in March, so I have been, February. So I have been investing with these for 4 months now. So my initial findings there. And then 1 post on Mintos, who updated the ratings for some of their loan originators, and then Investio as well, who announced a partnership that's in the works and that should allow them to accelerate the amount of projects that they publish. So my understanding is that they have already a set of projects now which are basically pre-approved and are going to be released soon, which amount to a total of over 10 million. So very excited to see that happen. So far it hasn't, that announcement hasn't happened yet, so nothing really that I can share about that just yet. In other news, I added 1 platform to my portfolio. It's Monetera. It's a business crowdfunding platform based out of Estonia. It's a startup, but for the public, but started out as a private investment fund. So currently 3 projects are open for investment, roughly 18% returns. Highest one 80.9 if I remember correctly. Its competitors are platforms like Investio and Crowdlending. More on Monetera further down, but I'm also going to be publishing a Q&A. That has happened already by now, so you can check out my website and look into the Q&A at 17 questions answered by Monetera. Then total deposits amounted to 3,700 euros, withdrawals 1,300, so net investments of 2,400. So that was steady. You can look into my entire portfolio as well, how it's built up. I'm using 12 platforms. So my income statement is moving up nicely and it's at an all-time high for June. Nevertheless, it did appear that some platforms did not fully deliver as expected, but perhaps it is due to the fact that the June 30th was on a weekend and some funds will just arrive in July. So just wondering if anyone else had experienced this, so you can comment on that in the comments. It does appear that there is a catch-up in July from what I can see already. Having said that, an all-time high is always good. Yay! So I'm very excited for to see where this is going, but I'm confident that the late funds will arrive in June. Then total crowdlending portfolio income. Here you see my 12 platforms. So the total is 856 euros roughly, and total returns of 14.4%. And here you can see how much I've deposited and its current value, so roughly 2,400 euros I've made so far. So income for June was 856 euros, an increase of 168 euros and 88 cents, which is an extremely nice jump upwards. It's going to be hard to top that in June, especially considering there were some quarterly payments in June. I doubt the new June update investments will make up for the drop of these quarterly payments, but nevertheless, it's a great result. The XIRR 14.4% is excellent. Can't complain there. I use the deposits up until the end of May as a base to calculate my returns. So I don't include the new deposits I did in June. My first goal, which you can see up here, is 1,500 euros passive income. So I made it to 57%, a nice jump upwards with 11% compared to last month. So I made it over 50% for the first time. I just hope I don't drop below 50% again in July, but I think I'll manage to stay above it, barely. So you can see how my crowdlending income develops over time. So I started really to invest more in January, or actually in February I started to increase a lot more, and then this is how my income has developed over time. So 856, that's where we are now. Crowd Estate in June, its income was 122 euros 99 cents, so a drop of almost 62 euros. It's still not bad because it's my second highest month with Crowd Estate so far, and it was to be expected because May was an extremely good month with even more quarterly payments and than in June. But in June we did have a project successfully exit, so that's always nice. And I'm getting to the point where this will happen a lot more, because I'm almost investing with Crowd Estate for a year now, and a lot of these projects are, well, it varies a bit, but at least from 8 months until maybe 18 months, there's a lot of projects, roughly a year typically, so more projects are going to be exiting, which is always cool. There's one project which is a bit behind with its payments that I've invested in, but at least the payment was made in June for the interest of the month, so that's some progress there. The project will be refinanced in July, so I'm not too worried. Crowd Estate is typically on top of these things, and they do come with like news updates on their website, so nothing too concerning there. I did also withdraw a little bit of money, like 1,300 euros from Crowd Estate, and I expect to be doing that a bit more over the next couple of months. I do like the platform, it's just that some of the projects that were launched in June were not that appealing, a little bit lower interest rates than what I'm aiming for, so I decided to take some money and withdraw it and invest it elsewhere. You can find more about my review as well. There's a review that I've published in April, I think. And this is how the income looks. So last month was a really good month, by far the highest, and now there is a drop, but nothing to worry about. Then Mintos, crowdlending income 32.35 euros, a little bit of a drop. May was a longer month, so that typically causes a small drop, and then it also included a little bit of a cashback still from my initial like sign up bonus, which is a cashback for 90 days at 1%. So because that no longer is being received, so income dropped a bit, but core income has increased a bit due to compounding. So all good, nothing to worry about, steady, as Mintos typically is. It's a platform I really enjoy. In fact, I was so pleased with Mintos' recent increase in interest rates that I deposited another 1,000 euros in June. So up from 3,000 to 4,000. Crowdlending and Investio were fairly slow this month, so it was a good opportunity to reward Mintos for just their increase in returns. So that has happened, and that was cool. In other news, Mintos announced a rating upgrade for 8 of its loan originators. Among them was Varix from Armenia, which is one of my favorite ones. And I was also pleased to see an increased rating for Cashwagon. Even though they aren't profitable yet, they do have very attractive short-term loans that they publish regularly. So both up to 14.5 and 15.5% respectively. So Mintos has updated their ratings, so it's great to see that the ones that I like also perform well. If you're interested in becoming an investor with Mintos as well, there's a link that I have on my blog, and you will get 1% cashback for the first 90 days. So it's a nice little bonus to sign up, and it is one of the better platforms in my portfolio. As a matter of fact, just for a spoiler, I will be adding another 2,000 euros with Mintos in July so far. So it is a great platform to be with. So I'm expecting to see in July this going upwards again, mainly due to the fact that I deposited more. The spikes here are mostly related to cashback campaigns, so not really indicative of there were a bit more income than you would typically get without the cashback campaigns. Then Groupier income was 113 euros and 81 cents, or a little bit higher than last month, 2.29 euros. Groupier is a steady performer in my portfolio. Very predictable returns, solid performer. I like how low maintenance it is. Auto Invest handles pretty much everything for me, all the reinvesting. In June, I have published my Groupier review. If you're interested, you can check it out. And then there's a few statistics in this page, which I will talk about a little bit as well. But as you can see, Groupier income is pretty steady. And just the effect that you see is mostly compounding interest from April onwards. So very happy with Groupier performance for the month. And here you can see some statistics of June versus May in terms of investors. So most of the new investments were coming from the Netherlands, Germany and Spain. And also most of the investments and amount of investments were 31% higher from June compared to May, but a lower number of investors had registered during those months. I mean, it's funny little statistics to see, and this I got from Groupier's Twitter feed, so they publish this regularly. Then Investio. The income for June was 97 euros and 47 cents, a step up of 18.25 euros. Also here the platform continues to deliver as expected, and I remain optimistic with Investio. Like I mentioned before, or I don't think I mentioned it, but in June there were no projects, and that was mainly due to the fact that they were working on this partnership that I touched on in the intro. So the official announcement will follow shortly, but projects were delayed. There is a pipeline of pre-approved projects of a value of over 10 million euros. So it slowed down, but it appears to be coming back stronger, which is very exciting news, because Investio is a platform that I do enjoy. I have published my review as well in early June, so it's definitely worth checking out if you're interested in investing with this platform. Then there is also the little bonus that if you are planning to becoming an investor with Investio, then you could get a cashback of 0.5% for almost 9 months, which is a ridiculously long time. But, well, can't complain, can you? So here, definitely a nice step up. I've been increasing my deposits with Investio whenever I could, so almost up to €100. Then Fast Invest, very flat, 1 cent lower, probably because it's a shorter month. Steady month, not much change. I like the platform, but it's hard to ignore some of the higher end returns in other platforms, so I mainly see it as a platform, as Fast Invest as a platform for diversifications. Also, they have not disclosed their loan originators up until today, so once that is being done, I can reevaluate and potentially increase my investment with them. But for now, I'm just holding what I have there and just following the platform. I have published my review, so definitely check it out if you're interested. Actually, this campaign has stopped, so I need to take this out. But yeah, so there is no incentive for new investors with Fast Invest for now. That campaign ended in June. But still flat, pretty flat, nothing to worry about, and compounding interest should just slowly start increasing monthly income. Then Swaper income was a big drop, and this is one of the platforms where I was a bit surprised to see this happen. So income was €38.72, a drop of almost €18. It was a bit almost 19. It was a bit surprising seeing Swaper underperform like this. It is that a large portion of my portfolio is overdue, so it should smooth out and bounce back in July when the buybacks kick in. And also I'm hoping and expecting to see these like peaks a bit smoothen out over the next months. It maybe just takes some time. Also, as a reminder, there's a loyalty bonus if you're investing with Swaper, and now all my new loans will return 14% instead of 12%, so that's really nice. A nice step up, so that should show in my income going forward as well. Then Viventor, income was almost €62, small step up. Income increased, and overall I'm fairly happy, although I'm not entirely satisfied. The annualized returns are 13% or 13.5%, but I'm only invested in 14 and 16% loans, so it's a bit odd. Should be higher. So it might be just due to the fact that the last day of the month was a Sunday, and it will catch up in July, so hopefully that is the reason. I'll just be patient for now and see what July brings. It should even out. Then RoboCash, income was €17, also a drop there. So in May there were a lot of buybacks, which sort of boosted my income. Now that seems to have dropped a bit. Seems to underperform slightly, but it's not uncommon for smaller size portfolios to fluctuate a bit more, so it should even out in July, so I'm expecting that to happen. I'm pleased with RoboCash. It's simple, it's hands off, and there is really no maintenance or time that's needed to receive returns with RoboCash. Maybe the main downside that is there is that it's fixed interest of 12%, and I will argue that there's better opportunities out there, so I don't see myself just investing more with RoboCash in the short term, but who knows how things change. Then Crowdlending, income was €129, so that's a big step up, and I'm pleased with the overall performance of Crowdlending. Project launched, slowed down a bit in June. For a spoiler, in July I can already say that they launched 2 really attractive projects, so they're definitely working on keeping the project flow going. There is a little bit lesser attractive projects lately as well, which I've chosen not to invest in. It's like between 12 and 15%, I think. So I did deposit €1,500 in June and invested the entire amount in this project. Renovation of a dwelling house in the heart of Riga, 21%, 12 months. So that should give me some nice returns, and you can see here how I've really enjoyed investing with Crowdlending, and I've been increasing my deposits, and you can see how my income is rising because of it. Then Quetzal income for June was €210.56, a big step up, which was to be expected because I deposited quite a significant sum in May. All payments were received in time and in full, so that is just perfect. I hope they can keep launching attractive projects because it does appear that they are successful in attracting more investors. And spoiler for July, yes, they did launch some nice projects there, which are still open, so check it out if you are interested. They have quite a generous cashback marathon as well, running until the end of August, where if you invest like €1,000 in one project, you get 1% cashback immediately, and it goes all the way up to 3% and increases with the invested amount. I will try to make some use of this, but I don't have the sums available to really get the higher percentages, and I also don't want to invest like €10,000 or 25 with one single project, so I'm probably just gonna try and get my hands on 1%. So till the end of August, and you can sign up through a link that I have, and you get 1%. Half a percent of cashback for 180 days on top of any additional cashback campaign. Then, and here my portfolio, or the income, which was roughly €50 and then spiked to 210. Then TFG Crowd, income for June was €21.24 plus 14 euros. So far so good with TFG Crowd. Interest received is as expected. Several new projects had been launched with 17% returns, which is really nice, especially because they do come with a buyback guarantee, as I mentioned here. It does take a bit longer to fill up, so they're working on attracting more investors. I do like the diversity in the projects. As you can see here, it's like a healthy food delivery, and then like invest in Vita protein supplements, and an indoor car track, really cool. So I invested €200 with each of these, so adding up to €600. And if for one reason or another the project should default, the guarantee kicks in, and after 30 days of late payments, and you will also get the 1 month of interest. So, okay, recently starting investing with this company, so nothing, no history before April or May. And then Monetera, the last platform in my portfolio. It's the latest addition. So I mentioned that Investio had a fairly slow month, and Crowdlending did as well. So I was looking for different opportunities, and I ran into this new company, at least new for me. So it was already a investment fund, a private investment fund, before they opened their doors to the public. It's a business crowdlending platform with returns up to 80.9%. Currently, they are located in Estonia. The platform is still in its very early stages, and it will be interesting to see how they develop over time. I've now published my Q&A with Monetera as well, which you can check out. In June, I invested 600 euros and split over these 3 projects. So just keeping it slow and steady for now and see how it plays out. And if you are interested in Monetera as well, there is a link which you can use, and it's 0.5% cashback for 90 days. Just very recently, they changed their payment schedules from like bullet payments of interest, which means that it's paid out at the end of the period. So like after 12 months, 8 months, or 6 months, they changed that to monthly interest now. So from 1st of August, monthly interest is being paid. So that's, for me, that's a very nice change. I like cash flow. I like monthly returns. So definitely excited to see that happen, and very curious to see if new projects will come soon, because they're starting to fill up now. I think 1 project has closed by now actually, and 2 are open. Then my savings rate, which was fairly good, although it was a bit of a tough month. So another tough month when it comes to my savings rates, almost 73%, plus 15% or 16% compared to last month, May, which was a really tough month. Income was higher than normal due to a tax refund, so that was nice surprise. However, my expenses were fairly high as well. Most of it is travel and holiday spend. Yes, and I mentioned that in the first paragraph, travel and holiday spend. So that's kicking me in the ass a little bit. I have already paid for a flight in July for my holiday, so hopefully I manage to keep July spend a bit down and reach my monthly target then. My target for the year is 75%, but this is increasingly harder to achieve. And I think for the year I'm at 65%, so not there just yet. And with holiday coming up, who knows, it will be tough. I have a page which you can check out which details all that. Then the income and expense. So here you can see I do have like a steady income, working like a full-time job, so always earning more than I spend at the very least. So the conclusion for this monthly portfolio update, it's been a bit slow. I decided to tuck away some cash and try to take advantage of Investio's new projects. Net investments amounted to 2,400 euros. Nevertheless, the results for the month are very exciting, just because all-time high, which is obviously very good, over 50% of my first target. Introduction of a new platform, Monetera, just missed the savings rate target. That is not too bad, all things considered. Maybe just as another short spoiler is that I did not manage to really take advantage of Investio's new project launches. Hasn't accelerated so far yet. So in the end, it's Quetzal and Mentos which are taking my cash in July. My plan remains to focus on investing in projects with roughly 16% or higher returns as much as possible. I was expecting to add some funds in Investio, and I did, but not as much as I thought I would. I'm keeping my eyes open for other opportunities, and if there will be a lack of high-end projects, Mintos is my go-to platform, and that actually has happened in July a bit as well. But more on that in the July update. So stay tuned for that. And well, if you like this video or this blog post, which you can check out on my blog, leave a comment there or leave a comment in the comments below this video, and feel free to subscribe for new updates. I plan to update my portfolio every month through this video, as well as the platform reviews, which I would like to go over and just share with you guys as well, how I feel about the platforms that I've invested in. And then once that all is out there and up and running, I will make some more videos about financial independence as well, and how I feel about it, and what my goal is and why I'm going about this. So thanks for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and catch you with the new July update in a couple of weeks' time. Take care. Bye bye.